You jumped when I went like that. Hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
That's the funniest thing that's happened. Okay, truly, it was a highlight of our time in France, and the reason why we're going back to that is because I think as we've been back from our France trip, it's like a good movie. Okay, You know a movie is a good movie. Not when you watch the movie, but in like the week. I'll even say the week. Certainly the days after you've watched the movie, how much your mind goes back to the movie. It's when I realize that the best movies are the ones that I go back and I think about, and I realize something. Like something new about the movie, or upon further reflection, I'm rewarded by the movie.
Rewarded by this?
In the same way, in our trip to France, I've been specifically rewarded upon reflection of our time at the museum.
Mm-hmm. Well, we went to multiple museums.
Went to 2 museums.
Yeah.
We went to the Picasso Museum, and we went to the
one
museum
in St.
above
Paul.
St. Paul Devant's up around the corner there.
Yeah. Can't remember the name.
It's
good.
like a French word. Good.
A French word for good.
No, it's not. That would be bon. Or bon. Don't hold me to any of this. But the point I'm making is that I have thought about also the fact that people like Jay-Z.
You've been thinking about Jay-Z too,
Yeah,
huh?
he raps a lot about his artwork. And I'm like, why is this? And it's because when you start to let artwork into your life, it makes you it enhances it, makes you a better person. It makes you want to rap about it. I found myself wanting to rap
you
about
want to make some art raps? Artraps.com.
Art rap.
We could sell packaging for paintings, and we could sell raps as singles.
I know I'm not landing my conclusion here, so let me try to do that. We had a conversation while in the middle of the museum
I
just
was greatly inspired
about the fact that these people who just decide to make things, it's not really about the money. It's just about a craft. It's about ideas. It's about, I don't care how long this is going to take. I'm just going to sit in this idea and just make something. I think because, again, I'm certainly not complaining about the job we have. I love my job. This is a dream job. We have creative freedom out the Zoowah.
The Zoowah.
It's just to the left of the wazoo.
Okay.
It's where like creative freedom comes out of.
Get them mixed up.
The Zoowah. But there's something appealing about creating with nothing in mind. We actually talked about this on the recent Ear Biscuit too, when it relates to songs, but just related to anything, it's intriguing.
And right before we talked about this at the museum, at this other museum that we went to, I really wish I knew the name. We'll put it somewhere because it's just this really awesome museum that's just outside of the medieval village in St. Paul de Vence.
I'll look it up.
It's a famous museum.
Talking about it?
It's been around for years. But on the walls of this museum, they have these quotes from the correspondence that the artists that were featured there and the guys who helped build it, their correspondence with each other. And one of the guys was talking about painting, and he did a lot of different stuff, including like 2-dimensional painting on canvas. And he was saying something like, I feel like I've done all I can do in 2 dimensions, and now I have to move to 3 dimensions. When we sit down and think about what we're doing, we think about the audience. I mean, that we think about who's going to laugh at this. And I think that's good, and I think that helps you make great stuff when you keep the audience in mind. But it's interesting to hear the perspective of people who do not have the audience in mind at all.
Unfettered.
They just go into this place and create something, and the only thing they have in mind is the art. And it may come out, and you're like, I can't even tell what that is. I don't understand that. Or you might be like, oh, now that I do understand what this person was thinking and the approach, my mind has exploded. It was just, there was this point. It was like, we gotta do something. I don't want to leave this world without doing something. That the only point of it is just having done it. And the 4-sleeve T-shirt is just a cool little thing to throw in there to make it even more interesting. And the name change is pretty important in my book. But you do get the sense that you're like, I never thought that I could, as a guy who makes YouTube videos, I didn't think there's anything you could learn from some crazy recluse artist. But then you go and you see the way that they thought, and you're like, what would happen if we just thought like that a little bit? We make sculptures. but they would be internet videos. We would sculpt internet videos. Let's sculpt internet videos together, Link.
I thought that we already did that.
No, but it'll be different.
Because we'll be in the same shirt.
Weirder.
The museum is the Fondation Mate. Fondation. It's like foundation without the U.
We actually met some mythical beasts.
Mate. Maeght.
We met some mythical beasts from Italy at the foundation. Thanks to, I don't remember.
We had our pictures taken.
I don't remember their names, but they were all Italian sounding names. It's beautiful.
And they did this a lot when they talked to us.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. They didn't do that at all. I was kind of disappointed. What do you want to talk about now? I mean, what inspires you? Let us know in the comments. Has your mind been blown by going to a museum? Maybe I'll go back to the Getty. I remember last time I went to the Getty.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about how much I didn't really get into the museum, but I got into the gardens a lot.
I was just thinking about how I didn't want my kids to touch anything.
Well, we had an episode of GMM about it because remember it was this satanic woman.
Oh yeah.
It was like, don't touch the painting or whatever she said. I can't even remember anymore.
The resin sculpture.
You need to watch it back.
Resin. We could work in resins. 2 different colors.
Sounds dangerous. And anything involving heat scares me a little bit.